Welcome back. In the last lecture we have seen the very simplest form of controller, that is on-off controller. From this lecture we will start the PID controller. In today's industries, for the purpose of automation, the controller play vital role, and almost 95% controllers all across the globe are PID controller, and it is because of their simplicity and very good powerful characteristics in some of the applications. Also it has some limitations, and to overcome those limitations some advanced control strategies are also available, but it is beyond the purview of our syllabus or our discussion. We will keep our discussion limited to PID controller. Let us begin with it. The PID controller is a low order linear controller. And it has three actions, namely proportional, that is P, integral, I, and derivative. That is D. And this every action has its own importance. So one by one we will discuss all these control actions. This proportional action is also a control mode of PID, and because proportional action can be used as a controller, but here we will discuss it as a one of the action in the PID controller. So why it is called as proportional action? In proportional action, controller output is proportional to error, and that means it has a one-to-one correspondence between controller output and error signal, and which is the most important characteristic or desired characteristic of the proportional action. It has this powerful feature of one-to-one correspondence, and thus its control equation can be written as u of t is equal to kc e of t plus u0, and where u of t is the controller output, e of t is the error signal, Kc is the controller gain. Many times it is also referred as Kp, proportional gain, but I will call it as a controller gain, and U0 is the output of the controller when error is equal to 0. And it has one important feature called as proportional band. Let us see what it is. What we said, that proportional action has proportion between or linear relation between control output and error. But is it all across the error values, or it has some limitation? So that is decided by the proportional band. So proportional band means it is the range of error over which output of controller is proportional to error. It depends on the value of controller gain, so it depends on Kc as PB, that is proportional band, is equal to 100 by Kc. So if you increase the controller gain, proportional band will decrease, and that characteristic can be represented as typically like this. You can see here, this is the y-axis is controller output, x-axis is error signal. When the controller gain is higher than this proportional band, so this one, for this specific, this is the band of error, which is given here, proportional band 1, which is smaller because Kc is higher than Kc2. Kc1 is higher than Kc2. And for the smaller gain, this band increases. Why? Because Pb into Kc is 100. And here what is considered? This is the U0 value. In this particular case, U0 is considered as 50%. This particular example. And from this what I get? Different features of P action. That is, it has one-to-one correspondence between output, this output means controller output and error. Second important aspect is which is undesired. This is undesired. It has offset. It has offset error. This offset error is nothing but steady state error, and it is because of if the system is type 1, then upon application of step input, always it will have the steady state error of 1 upon 1 plus Kp, where Kp is the position error constant, and when the system is a type 0 system, the Kp is constant. No doubt, larger the value of controller gain Kc, smaller will be the offset, but still offset exists, and it is the undesired characteristic of the proportional. Then the third feature, I will not write it here, but it can be obtained directly from this, that for every 1% change in the error, there will be Kc% change in the controller output. This is a linear relationship between the two. So that is the third characteristic that I am not writing here. Transfer function of P action. What we will do, we will discuss every action on controller mode of the PID control with respect to its controller equation, features, transfer function and block diagram. So here we have U of t is equal to Kc U of t plus U0. Whenever we are interested in the transfer function, this initial condition will be 0 and U of t will be Kc U of t. Upon taking Laplace transform, what do we get? U of s will be, or let us write it here, U of t is equal to Kc E of t with 0 initial conditions. 0 initial condition. So U of s, taking Laplace transform, we get Kc E of s, and for the controller, output is U, input is E. So for this it is nothing but Kc, and block diagram will be P action. We will do it in time domain as well as in S domain. This is U of t, E of t, and in S domain it will be Kc, this will be U of s, and it will be E of s. So this is not about the proportional action, but what we have seen, the advantageous characteristic is as it has one-to-one correspondence between output and error. And limitation is that there is a proportional band, beyond that the proportionality is lost, it has offset. These are two limitations. So let us see how offset can be eliminated. For that we need to see the integral action. So next is integral action. In integral action, controller output is proportional to integral of error, and hence its output u of t is given by u of t is for integral control. It is ki integration e of tau d tau plus u of 0. So this will be 0 to t, and where already u of t and e of t we know, so we will now define only ki, that is integral gain, and which is also equal to 1 by ti, where ti is the integral related or integral action related tuning parameter, and u of 0 is equal to output at t equal to 0. So this u of 0 and u0 in proportional action have no relevance, they are totally different. And here for this case the features are it eliminates offset. How I will tell you? Then this is the only desired characteristic of this, eliminates offset. However, it reduces speed of response. Then it increases order by 1 and hence reduces stability. In another aspect, it reduces damping and hence increases overshoot. And in the time domain analysis we have seen, as overshoot, damping reduces, overshoot increases, stability also reduces, and speed of response also reduces, the settling time is reduced. So these are the features, but it has a very good characteristic that it eliminates offset. And why it is so? So let us see its transfer function, and from that I will explain. So transfer function. What we have, u of t is equal to ki integration 0 to t e of t dt plus u0. With 0 initial condition we get u of s is equal to ki by s e of s, and so u of s by e of s, that is its transfer function, is equal to ki by s, and which is also equal to 1 upon tis. So here we can see that there is a poled origin, and this poled origin will make the system type 0, and when the system is type 0, then for step inputs its error is 0 and offset is eliminated. But also you can see that because of this poled origin, the order of the system is increased. How? Because this controller is always connected in series with the system. So the poles of the system and controller will be the total poles of the open loop system, and hence the order is increased by 1 and stability is reduced. And now if we want to realize this or represent its block diagram, then the block diagram of this will be in the form of one by ti, then integration will give you the control output u of t. This is in time domain, and in s domain it will be 1 upon 1 by TIS, and output will be u of s. The same can be represented as ki into integration, and this will be ki by s. They are equal. So this is about the integral action. What is its advantage? Its advantage is it eliminates offset. However, in addition to these three, there is one more limitation of this action, and that limitation is because of integral action, whenever the error becomes 0, its output remains at the value at the time when the error becomes 0, and when the error is not 0, the output goes on accumulating. This accumulation of output takes the output of the controller to saturation, and then the integral controller has been lost. This situation is called as reset wind-up. So one more limitation is that integral action has reset wind-up because of the saturation, and this action is also called as reset action because it resets the error to 0 by resetting or making the offset equal to 0. Now let us move to the third action, that is derivative action. So as name implies, in the derivative action, the output is proportional to rate of change of error, and hence it can be written as u of t is equal to kd d by dt of e of t, and where kd is equal to derivative gain, and kd is also equal to td, that is a time tuning parameter related to derivative action, and its features are number 1, output is 0 when error is 0, but the output is also 0 when error is constant. So this is the biggest limitation which eliminates this action as use of controller, because when the error is constant, if the output becomes 0, the error cannot be eliminated. And one more important thing is, say it has no relation with offset, it has no effect on offset, but the important parameters actions are it improves stability. When it improves the stability, it reduces overshoot by increasing the damping, and it improves speed of response. So this action is specifically used with PI and P to make PD controller or PID controller to use these effects, the last three, that it improves stability, to reduce overshoot, and to improve speed of response. And from this what I get is transfer function. We have here u of t is equal to kd d by dt of e of t. Taking Laplace transform with zero initial condition, we get u of s is equal to kds e of s. So u of s by e of s is equal to kds. So one zero is increased, and because of this zero, the relative order is decreased by 1, which improves the stability. And the block diagram of this in time domain, it will be TD or KD, both are valid. D by dt of this E of t to get U of t, or in S domain the same is E of S, TDS or even KDS to get U of S. So these are the three different actions. We have seen their features, their control laws, transfer function and block diagram. It is enough in this lecture, but in the next lecture we will see the controller modes, that is P, PI, PD and PID. Whereas also I want to make a note that because of the reset wind-up, integral action, and because of this point number 2 that output is 0 when error is constant, the derivative action cannot be used as controller as alone. These two actions must be used along with P, whereas P action can be used as a controller in certain circumstances. Let us meet again. Thank you.